Time. Ooh, it's stream time. Got my blankie. We're on YouTube. Hey, YouTube. Alright. Kylie. I am the only one in the chat. Neon is here in spirit. But it is only me. That's fine. Oh, that's fine. Welcome. Welcome. I will spin for your amusement. I have no idea what I'm naming the horse I'm getting either. Oh, there's Kylie. We're just waiting to see if anybody else pops into the chat. Yeehaw. Oh boy. Yeehaw. Yeah. Oh, it's cold in my apartment tonight. I turned up the heat. It still doesn't quite feel enough. It's very cold and damp in the Midwest right now. Not a great time, but I wish. Okay, I used to make fun of Snuggies. Oh, there's Courtney. I used to make fun of Snuggies, and now I want one. Courtney.
Hello.
Hello, Courtney. Yeah.
My heater's shutting down. I just turned it off, but it takes a second, so
Okay.
it's gonna be annoying.
Don't worry about it. It's cold. It's heckin' cold, so don't worry.
Yeah, I was very surprised at how much colder it was on my walk home from class today.
Let's see. It was 40 degrees here this morning at like 8 in the morning. And then it dropped to 20 by the time I left work. And I'm talking like 20
yeah,
and like blowing.
When I first woke up.
Yeah.
And then it was like 19, or not 19, it was probably like 12 when I walked to class.
Mm-hmm.
And then on my walk home it was freaking -6 and windy as heck.
Ick.
So my face was just like the burning sensation you get, but it's cold.
Yeah. I am at Steve's.
Okay, I just finished updating, so I'm coming.
Yeah. I'll wait for you. Neon's here, but she's not in the Discord chat, but she's hanging out with me. She's got the peacock happy she's riding. Which is actually a lot cuter than I anticipated it being, because the real horse I do not like. Because that's definitely based on that one peacock Appaloosa stallion.
Tattoo.
Yeah. His owner, though, apparently is a piece of work.
His tattoo.
I'm
not surprised.
Yeah, I guess she sent actual death threats to people that didn't like her horse. Which, you know, honestly...
Appaloosa people don't have a great track record, to be honest.
No, you're right. No, you absolutely right. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh yeah, we're right by the trailer at Steve's.
Okay.
You can't miss us. We're to the right of it. I'm on my paint.
Hey, me too.
Hey. I don't know what I'm gonna name this thing. No idea. There you are. Courtney.
Hold on. I still in trailer.
Yeah, we see you. Oh, there's Amber too right behind you.
Yeah.
And then Kylie logged on, but who knows where Kylie is. Amber, we're over here.
Oh, hold on.
Oop.
We match.
Oop.
We have the crows.
Yeah. Sorry, mine's in your face. Here, I'll just put him back.
Oh, Steve's is bumping tonight.
Yeah, Steve's is definitely bumping. Okay, so I'm probably gonna go with the leopard, but I feel like I have to look at all of them because I actually like these a lot more than I anticipated. Like, I don't know. There's always this kind of disconnect between the spoiler video and the stuff that's in game. And I don't know if that's
sure.
I don't know if that's entirely because stuff isn't necessarily finished. Because like these all look like the spoiler video. They do. They all look like the spoiler video. They all look like the trailer. But I feel like there's just something about seeing them in game that's a little different.
I think it's because in the spoiler videos, CC Creations uses like the weird diluted background.
Maybe.
I think that throws it off a lot. And these are, why are the appaloosas, are they like, they seem like bigger than the paint. Like maybe a little taller.
Let me line up right next to one and see.
There's a hill right here. It's not working.
Oh yeah, you're right. Shoot.
I go inside.
No, they're the same height.
Huh.
The paint
taller.
The paint model though, I think is longer. Like from shoulder to hip.
Yep.
And the appy's a little bit thicker. Like I'm looking at them both from behind here, and the appy's a little bit thicker. Slightly toed out, actually. The bottoms of their feet are striped. Like I just watched the leopard cocks its little hind foot, and it's the underside of its feet are striped.
Nice.
Actually, I'm looking at Neon's doing that too, and it's they're all striped feet.
This person with their nab right here is really throwing me off because I'm trying to look at the freaking black one, and it's just
man, though, the miles of difference between the nab stripper and the appaloosa. Here's the thing, though, is that looking at the black blanket one now, as far as like the nab stripper, the pattern is not that bad. The blanket pattern. No. The socks are kind of iffy, but the blanket pattern's okay. But I don't like the nab model.
I think the spots on appaloosas look so much better because of the herring details.
Yes, 100%.
I think that's where they kind of, because they were just like, oop, erase or click, 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 and called it good.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing though, is that as far as like stylistically, like the nab's coat patterns pretty, like they do kind of line up with Star Stable's like art direction.
Yeah,
but they don't quite but they don't quite follow like I'm trying to think of how to like put this. Is Star Stable's game like style is almost like magic realism. You know, because it is taking the mundane and making it like magical, supernatural, that kind of thing. And so the horses should kind of reflect that too. So it should be a balance of realism and cartoony. And I think they've been doing a pretty good job at nailing that, especially with the newer horses. The only unfortunate thing is that some of those more in-between models, like the Andalusian, the Lusitano, the Nabstrup, they kind of get lost.
I
they're
think
not,
the fjord kind of falls
and
into that too.
the fjord a little bit. I think the fjord actually does lean
It's
more
the
towards
head.
their current style. But you're right. It's the to me it's the heads on them.
Yeah.
That are
Sure.
very like, I mean, even looking at the nab strip next to the Appy next to the Arab, like there's a certain expression that the Appy, the Arab, the paint, like these newer models have that the nab is severely lacking. And honestly, I even think that our starter horse, like if I back up next to Amber here, our starter horse is also like super animated and lively as well.
Yeah.
But then you're
I
missing
really
that
like the
in
starter
the
horse model.
I do too. You know, but
It's
then
really cute.
you look at the Nab and the Lusitano and the Andalusian, like that kind of little mini era right there. And they seem to lose that spark.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know where the happy medium is. You know?
I don't like the black blanket more than I thought I would. I just wish it had more spots in the blanket itself.
I do think it's interesting that they decided to go for a snow cap because I know snow caps are not typically like sought after.
Yeah.
Like when we did Kringle at work, and I was like, hey, I really want to do a snow cap Appaloosa because we just don't do them. You know, like who wants an Appaloosa without spots? Was kind of the thing, right? You know, and it looked like it turned out looking really well, and then it sold really well. So it's like you kind of have to, you gotta try a little bit of everything. And I think that's what they were doing with this. And then of course the app one is like a more traditional varnish roan.
Right.
Which
I like the app a lot.
The app one I think is my the app I think is my favorite. But I do like the leopard. Just the black leopard as well. The only like I also like the bay blanket here. The only thing that I'm really picky about is in like certain areas it looks like they could have blended it better.
Yeah.
Like where the
I'm just like
where the
trying
white
to remind myself that most of that white, like big white area
is going to
in the
be
middle of
covered
its
by a
back is gonna
saddle.
get covered.
Yes.
Right. So that's why I'm like,
Right, and that's why too I think like there's somebody over here that has the black snow cap, and they've got it tacked up all nice and yeah. And I don't know, I just think it looks really, really good. Like I don't know if I was randomly assigned, like if I just randomly got one of these horses, like any one of them, I feel like I'd be totally happy. And that's what kind of makes picking one a little difficult.
Yeah. But like 90% of my horses are black or black based.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean that's the kind of thing that I'm dealing with too. But then I also have to remember it's like, okay, that's just what I like. You know, like there's nothing wrong with that. It's just what I like and what I'm gonna be happy with when I'm out riding it. Because I feel like if I pick like a second or third choice just because it's not a black horse, I feel like then I kind of lose interest in it. Like, hi, Lurie.
Hi.
Like I have the Palomino quarter horse, and I still really like it. It's cute and everything, but I feel like I don't ride it as much as I would if it was like the Blue Roan one. I really like the Blue Roan one, but I don't have it because I was like, oh, I have too many dark colored horses.
So outdated now. Oh my gosh.
The quarter horse would be 2 years ago this spring.
Gosh. That's crazy. I remember when it came out, everybody was like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah, because it was at the time.
It was. But now it's just thick.
Thick boy. Thick lad.
Dude, the quarter horse model is so
He's got
big
cake.
He's got cake.
He's got cake for days. All right, I'm going with the leopard, but now I have to name it.
Are you streaming right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I bought a second monitor, so now life is going to be a little bit easier when
Heck
trying
yeah,
to look at
Larry.
stuff.
I can name mine Batman.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'm going to set this.
I'm
still trying to figure out what I want to do for certain. I'm going to meet you guys there. I already got my horse.
Okay.
Okay, I go buy the bay one now.
Oh,
wait,
I love the bay.
What one
too.
did you buy?
The snow cap.
So you're buying
the
two?
snow cap.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I don't know what to name it.
And then the spoiler video. Okay,
the Welshies are really cute, but I probably will not buy one. Like I don't feel like I need another pony. So that's kind of where I'm at with those. However, the Bridles. I'm so hyped about the Bridles,
so
you guys.
But the Bridles will only go on those though.
Them for so long.
Yeah, but eventually they are going to go back and like rework them to fit other horses. So I probably won't go out and buy one like immediately because of that, but it's good to know that they're thinking of like, oh, people have been asking for this, and this. Let's see if we can give it to them. So many people
joined right now. Oh my god. Sorry.
Yeah, you guys are all like,
everyone came in. Okay. I think I see everyone. Yes, I do.
Everybody's waiting for me to name my... Oh, Dice?
Hi.
What could I... Dice. Oh, man. Or Domino.
Dude, Domino has to be it, honestly.
Domino. Carrot cake. Okay, but can we talk about how the Bay Blanket one has the blaze that ends in a little heart on its snoot? That is adorable.
Dude,
that is precious.
It's so good.
Alright, his name is Domino.
What did you get?
I got the black leopard.
Nice, he's cute.
Yeah.
Do I name the Bay one carrot cake?
That's a good question. I don't know, man. I don't know. New horses now in your stable. Alright, guys, I'll be right back. What about Love Bug? Because his little, snip snoot.
Okay.
If that's an option. Is Bug an option?
Give me a hot second.
Oh god, I didn't clear out a stall for him. No! My baby boy!
It is named Love Bug.
Yeah!
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay, now I need to send something out to the pasture. Oh boy. Sacrifice. I'm sorry, the Woodier has to go. I might have to grab the tack, though. Shoot.
Okay. Why isn't it adding me on? Okay, and we're blocking posts until I added. I think I got all the URLs now.
Yes. Excellent.
Which one do I grab?
I
noticed.
Oh, go ahead, Larry.
I was just gonna say I noticed everyone loves the peacock.
I'm really kind of like iffy on the peacock. Just because I don't care for them in real life either, but the thing is that there is like a real life horse that and it's only one that I know of that looks like that. And his owner's kind of a piece. And
yeah, same boat.
Yeah, so I'm really, really conflicted because I think it's cool and I think it translated in the game well, but with knowing how that person behaves, I just feel like that's probably like it almost feels like rewarding someone. You know?
It's pretty obvious that they base the Star Stable horse's color off of that horse's color.
Yes, exactly. And that's part of the reason why I'm like, yeah, I probably won't get that one. I mean, not that that's my taste anyway, because it's just not, you know. But I'm also like, you know, just because I know how that person is, and that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Courtney earlier, and Jocelyn, I think we're thinking of the same person, is apparently she has like actively sent death threats to people that don't like that stallion. Like,
Thinking the worst part was breeding a horse that's not genetically sound.
yes, that. So, yes. So apparently that horse, like the real one in particular, he's positive for hip, right? Is that the gene? Hip? HYPP? Yeah.
I think it's HYPP.
Which is not a good thing, like at all. It's not an ethical thing to be like breeding into your horses. And so like this person is constantly breeding this horse and supposedly is even going to like kill pens and grabbing random mares and breeding them to that horse.
I did not know about any of this.
Yeah. So like the whole thing is just a disaster. And she frequents those tag groups on Facebook that are like Geld That S and like all that kind of stuff, and will actively attack people that do not like her horse or that post her horse there.
Lovely.
Yeah, so it's
man.
Oh, Courtney, he looks so good in red. He do. I just put the Halloween tag set on. Where are you guys? Lurie!
We're here. Hello. This is Purpuro.
So cute.
Oh, wow, the bay does look really good in red. Oh.
Yeah. I'm gonna go check out the other main styles. I'm very curious.
Yeah, I put mine in the ponytail because I thought that was a really unique one.
Yeah, I mean, I like the one it comes with because I like the sticky uppy part.
Yeah.
Okay, the roached mane mohawk is really fun, but I don't know.
I really like the Welsh ponies in the roached mane.
Yeah.
Is there 2 roached manes for the Welsh ponies?
Yes.
There's like a roached, tiny one.
It's the same with the Icelandics. There's like the roached mohawk and then like the hogged, where like the whole thing is gone.
Okay, literally every mane style looks good on the bay. I have a problem.
Oh no. Oh, I'm so conflicted because I like the long mane, but I also like. Okay, the fact that the initial mane that it comes with, I used to ride like a POA, an Appy, and her mane was like that, where it was so short and ratty that it was like half up, half down. So that's very, very much Appy for me, but I really like the way the long mane looks, but also the short mane that it comes with gives it so much character.
It does.
Oh, I'm having a problem. Having an issue.
I'm having an issue.
On the leopard, the braided mane is like really, really busy because it makes it look like even more spots. So yeah, that's probably not the best one. What is that one?
I do like the OG mane on it, but I do like how with every new horse that comes out, they do a different mane or like a special mane style.
Oh yeah. The pulled one is really kind of fun, which is where it's like straight cut all the way across. I think it's the first one in the second row. Yeah. The ponytail one is really cute, but for some reason the white hair tie on the forelock is like distracting to me.
So
I'm probably just gonna stick with the OG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm noticing that like the there's little streaks that show up in the mane in some of the hairstyles, and then some of the tails, there's like the top section of the tail is white.
Yes.
But not all of the tail styles, just a couple of them.
Yeah.
So
See, somebody asked in the chat, are we gonna do Briar videos this year? The answer is yes. We have our Briarfest predictions one, which we did like decently on, I think, this year. The fact that you nailed the Bay Tobiano Marin Full set though, Courtney, is wild to me. Like we've never been that dead on. Other than emo hoodie boy last year.
Yeah.
We got that. That was a good one. But we've never been so dead on other than with that Marin Full set, and just want to say congrats, Courtney.
Thank you.
Good job.
Can we talk about Rapunzel though for a second? Man,
I love.
Jocelyn, I gotta say, I knew like when Astrid came out that there was no way there wasn't gonna there was no way that you guys didn't have Maggie do a second main for that.
Yeah, people figured it out pretty quickly, to be honest, because I think some of the Astrid models, they came out where you could like faintly see the seam lines from the main.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of people that were like, I think there's multiple mains for this. But
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't
it
even-
makes total sense.
I didn't even notice that. I was thinking along the terms of like mold reusability.
Yeah, definitely. But
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, it makes perfect sense to do it.
Exactly, because like especially with the teak that Heather did. It's like, well, teaks don't typically have a lot of hair. Something that, like is not exactly the most the best thing for a for a briar mold, for any kind of plastic mold, because you want the longevity of it. And it's like, well, how many different things can we paint this as if it doesn't have any hair?
Yes, exactly.
So
That's kind of what it came down to.
yeah, right. And like we for stone, I mean that's kind of the main way we customize things is wigs. Like once one mold has a wig, then you can pretty much use that same wig on several molds as long as you can shape it. So that's the nice part about doing that kind of thing, having the original artist make a couple wigs. So I'm really excited to see what Punzi's new hair looks like.
Yes. Yeah, I'm realizing now.
The pictures
looking
are
at the
kind
photos,
of iffy.
I can see why people think it's sticking straight up in the air. It is not.
No, I'm
It has
sure
a
it's
very-
like
it has a very natural S curve to it that
Yeah.
you can't see when she's in profile like that. So hopefully when people actually see it in person, they'll realize it's much nicer than it looks. I mean, it's Maggie. She knows exactly what she's doing.
I'm sure it's like
It's super dynamic.
yes, because she did the same thing with Remy. Because like we have a long mane for Remy, and then we have the short, sticky uppy one. And the long one, it does not photograph well, like at all. It looks so much better in person. It really does. And I think that's just kind of how Maggie's hair is. That because it's so dynamic, it's hard to actually get a picture of it.
Yeah. Actually, she'll probably be at Briarfest. So.
Oh, cool. So somebody will
fingers
post.
and toes crossed.
Yeah.
If Briarfest happens in person.
Oh my god, yeah, I
plenty
know.
of in-hand photos of her.
God, because like that, we're trying to plan country fair. Like we're trying to like specifically sit down and like get a schedule together. Like we know what we're doing, but we just want to get like a timetable of events out for everybody. And that's one of the things that we're sitting down and going, oh boy, like.
Yeah.
Like, and we've already put this out there as far as we're going to require you to be vaccinated. We're going to require you to wear a mask. So like that's information that's out there. I know Amy's posted that. But it's still a concern, like whether or not it's going to happen in person, because, should the state happen to go into like a state of emergency, obviously we're not going to have an event. So we're keeping an eye on that constantly, and I feel like that's probably the same thing that's going on with Briarfest. And
yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's just kind of taking it day by day.
Right. and even if things do, because like, is Briarfest next month?
It's at the end of February.
End of February, yeah. And then
it's about 6 weeks out.
yeah, and then Country Fair's in May. So it's like, okay, even if we see, cases going down in May, is it still like, like what's our game plan here? Is like we have to look at it from every angle. So and that just I see in the chat too, are you going to Briarfest 2022? We have every intention to. Like again with that is COVID, so it's like we have every intention of going. We're gonna get tickets, and I think my mom booked a couple hotel rooms already, so like yes.
I'm curling my hair at you, Emma.
Yeah, Larry. Tickets aren't for sale yet, Larry. Gosh.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying like to get the horrors.
Larry, did you want to just like come to Briarfest?
Dude, it would depend because I like. Is it just over a weekend or?
Yeah.
Because my whole thing is I don't get. I can get days off of my new job, but I'm stressed about taking days off my job, especially when there might. It have to be depend. I'll have to think about it because now you're actually tempting me. I'm like, what? Simply
it's so
because
much fun.
I get to see my horse friends in person.
Yeah. It is usually we get down there on Thursday. Because there's a big artisans event at the one hotel that night. It is fun. It is really fun. A lot of people I know they go get drunk and they make expensive pony purchases. I am not one of those people, but it's very entertaining to see what they buy. Plus also like going to the Artisans Gallery, you get to see all those special runs in person.
Ooh,
so that's a really cool part of it, is like, making sure that you're going to get what you want going there in person.
I just keep looking at the expensive stuff I will never be able to afford.
Yeah, looking at the expensive stuff is really cool. I like chatting up the artists that I know because Cheryl always has a table. Caroline usually has a table, and those are two ladies that I work with. Morgan, yes, I love Morgan. Amanda typically does one. Kylie does one.
Everyone's there.
Yeah, it's a really, really neat experience. I think a couple of years too. Kitty's done a table, and Kitty's kind of a recluse, so she.
Kitty was in the covered arena in 2019.
How do you even explain the Clarion to someone like Larry that hasn't been there before?
I think Larry might get it, because Larry, you've been to I'm sure you've been to some like Comic Cons, right?
I have been to only 2 in my life.
But you've been, so okay.
I know the etiquette and all that fun stuff.
Yep. So
if I were to go, I'll just be like, heck yeah, my friends, and like, look at them do their horse stuff. I'm so happy for them.
So
and then I'll be trailing along like awkward little penguin. Like
I think you would have a lot of fun though. But the I'm gonna ditch my blanket because now my heat kicked in. I have my blankie on. All right, here we go. Time to talk about the chin.
Oh Lord.
All right. Do we want to go to someplace more private than Steve's?
Probably. My game is lagging.
Okay. Where do we want to go? A straight line from here is the Druid Paddock.
That's true, but we have some people who can't do the Druid training.
Oh, that's
my
right.
Gosh, I mean, you're just gliding across the ground. You're magical.
But we can still go there. You can still go to that place. So yeah. Okay. You guys are all way behind me, but there's this like little pack behind me. It's really really cute. So Briarfest is basically what happens at the park. I consider I know a lot of people consider the Chin to be like Briarfest after dark. It's its whole other weird beast.
It's not really after dark unless you're there pretty late.
Which a lot of people tend to be, but we're not. I'm not one of those people. I don't stay at the Chin past like 9 p.m. I'm afraid.
Because now it's like now because I'm starting like in 2 weeks now I'm starting my new job, so I'm kind of like planning ahead.
You'd probably
'cause
have to take like depending on like how you were gonna get down there is
I would probably fly, honestly.
yeah. So like Thursday the Artisans Gallery doesn't even open up until like 5 or 6 p.m. at night. And then honestly not a whole lot goes on at the park on Sunday, so you could probably take off and go home on Sunday,
Yeah.
But so the Chin the Chin is this huge hotel. It is honestly the most disgusting hotel I've like ever been in.
Okay.
And the major problem with the Chin is that like because it's a hotel built on top of a hotel built on top of a hotel, like they kept expanding it, right?
Oh no.
None of the room numbers make sense. So like you've got your 100s like all the way across the first floor. It's hilarious though, because you'll be like looking for the 200s and you'll think, oh, they're right above me, but no, those are the 600s right above you. The 200s, you have to go down the hall, take 2 rights, and then you go up 2 flights of stairs. Like that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like it's just nuts. It is so much fun to like explore the Chin because it's just this endless labyrinth. And people have like advertisements like smacked onto the walls, like taped onto the walls.
So what you're, but Emma, so what you're saying is it's like a college dorm.
Exactly.
But there's more.
But everybody's selling.
It's a college dorm, but it's like a flea market combined with one, because everyone is selling walls and walls and walls of horses out of every single room in the hotel.
Yes. Every room, the door is like wide open, and there are just plastic horses on every surface. Every surface of the room, like
every surface.
Yeah, people will bring shelves.
People bring their own surfaces.
And then there's like they always bring their family with them too. So like the family's trying to enjoy like just a standard night in the hotel room, trying to watch something on TV. And they'll be laying on the bed with like models like in every spot that they are not taking up because whoever is there selling the stuff is like, I need the room. You have to like take up as little space as possible. So you get these great encounters with like people who have no idea what's going on. They just want to watch Kingsman on like TV while we're shopping. We're yelling back and forth down the halls. There are some places where in the Chin that I don't have cell service. So, like, if we find something that someone's looking for, you have to, like, run to a spot in the hotel where you have cell service, text that person, and then, like, book it back to make sure nobody's bought the horse yet. Oh, my God. Jocelyn, what's the latest you've been there? Because I know you've stayed there, but, like, what's the latest you've actually been out?
Past midnight. Usually about midnight is when it starts dying down a little bit. But like if I get like caught up in a conversation with someone, I've hung out in rooms till midnight, 1 a.m. or so.
And then so that's kind of Thursday night. Like Thursday night's the only real night that I tend to go to the Chin unless I'm looking for like a trade. Getting a surprise or something that you don't want and then booking it back to the hotel to trade. I've done that. So then Friday morning, Briarfest opens, and I think the gates open at 8. It's 8 or 8:30. Can't remember. Or is it 9? Oh my God.
I honestly don't remember.
I think it's the first ticket time. Is it 9? Because I think the first ticket time's 10.
I think it might be. I think you're right.
Yeah. The first ticket time is usually at 10, and that's your like special run ticket. So like that Fireheart you were looking at, like that's when you would take your ticket. You'd go up to the ticket place, get your pony. But you typically, I think we've gotten there anywhere between 6:30 and 7, and that's a pretty good like that puts you at a pretty good spot in line. It's not like right up front, but you're definitely not like 500 people back. You're probably like about 100. which is decent.
2019 was a scary time.
2019 was
running around the park.
That was hilarious. That was so funny.
That was so funny.
We were all like, "I'm in danger."
You see. So like, I know, like, you don't like when I've been to Disney World.
Yeah.
Right, I was there at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
to stand in line to get on that new Star Wars
Yeah.
ride.
So Lurie gets it.
In early 2020, my whole family is on this, so I know that when people are like, we're getting up at 4 a.m. and we're getting there by 6 to wait in line, I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Oh, so Lurie's perfect.
I'm not gonna complain because I know what it's like.
What we always tend to do, we go get breakfast at McDonald's. We bring a couple like blankets, and we just sit and vibe on the sidewalk until they start moving you forward, and it really goes pretty quickly. Like when you're just sitting there talking with everybody, and we come up with like a game plan strategy of like who's gonna go get this from this tent and who's gonna go to get this from that other tent or whatever. So we kind of come up with a little game plan. And then you talk to other people in line too, and like that's a blast. Like meeting, we always meet somebody different in line. It never fails. But
I'll just simply be there. If I do go, I'd be there along for the ride, and then I will buy that horse, and then I'll see you, and then I'll hand it to you. And be like, I'll be like, shut up and take my money, Emma. Commissioning you. Commissions you so you can buy more ponies and food and rent. Whatever you need, man.
So then the way those tickets work, Larry, is you and we try to get like ticket times on Friday, even if they're later in the afternoon. There's like one every hour. And so when you get the ticket, you get access to the park for all 3 days, and then you get that special run ticket. And the special run ticket lets you get 2 of those special runs, but they have to be 2 different ones. So
Emma, come back.
Oh, I'm going to the board. I'm gonna do it.
I know, but look at me and Neon. We're doing the little appy walk. Come join us.
Oh no!
Oh, I forgot. I forgot that we have a shuffle. Yeah.
When I was buying my horse this morning, people were doing a little parade line.
Oh my god!
There was like 10 peacock appies, and they were all in line doing a shuffle around Steve, and it was adorable.
That's amazing.
But yes, go on.
Yeah, so Larry, you could, you could buy more than one Hans with that.
I would
ticket.
only plan to buy one though. So if someone wanted to use my ticket to like get their own horse,
yeah.
Because listen, I'm done collecting all my errands.
Oh yeah, you could get the gummy bears.
The bear.
But it's the matter of I don't have space in my room for more than one Xavier point because I just want the Xavier horsey man. That's what I'm after, and to also hang out with friends.
Understandable. Yeah, we get a bunch of tickets because like my mom and I'll get whatever horses we want, and then we like try to do pickups for people. So like I have a friend in Hungary who obviously can't attend in person, so she always is like, "Hey, can you like get me a ticket?" We're like, "Yeah, sure." But man, the special run ticket line is like from another world. Like that's such a
It is another world.
It's such a it's like a liminal space, if that makes sense.
Yes.
It's very bizarre. Because you get your ticket's got a number on it. The person that is attending, like at the front of the line, tending the line is like, okay, the number drawn is 80. So if you're number 80, you're at the front of the line. And then everybody lines up behind you as far as, in numeric order. But if you're number 79, you're the end of the line. So I have been at the end of the line a couple times. It ain't fun to be there. But man, in the 5 minutes that it takes everybody to like congregate, like to, because you're all crammed into a little tent, and it's like once that first number is drawn, you just randomly see these laminated numbered signs popping up across the tent, and it takes about 5 minutes for all of us to separate off into like different like amoebas of line. Like I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah. Though I feel with like Corona and everything that's going on, like even if like it's gonna be if they're gonna do it in person, it's probably gonna be vastly different.
I would
assume,
think, I would think so.
I would hope. You know, all you can do really is like.
Yeah.
Gosh, I hope people are smart.
I know, like I don't think that it would be like, you know, it's obviously not a good idea to cram as many people as possible into a little tent in 90-degree weather in Kentucky in July. But you know, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh, Naga could
come too.
Naga could come
Naga.
to a horsey thing.
Naga, you want to come to Briarfest? I see Naga's in the chat. Naga, you want to come to Briarfest?
Honestly, I'm pretty sure he's like, nah, I'm good. But like,
my mom's like booking a block of hotel rooms already, so like,
it's in Kentucky. Naga.
It's always in Lexington, Kentucky, but we stay in Georgetown, Kentucky, which is like 5 minutes away. Because it's at the horse park.
Like, listen, because like, I would be so excited to be with you guys, but it would also be very nice to have someone who would be just as confused and as lost as I would be. Be like, yeah, you go, horsey people.
Naga,
like, cheer you on.
A 5-hour drive, Naga. We do 12.
They do 12, Naga.
12,
I know.
Naga.
I'm taking. If I go, I
12
would go
hours, Naga. Yeah, because like a lot of people when they go to, like, there are quite a few people that take a plane, but like a lot of the people that either know they're going to do a lot of shopping or like are doing the model horse shows, they drive, because like how else are you going to carry that many?
Fit everything, absolutely. I would probably not be bringing much of anything back.
No, because the one horse that you want is coming home with me.
And then one day it'll end up with me.
Yeah, and then I'll ship it to you.
But Naga, what if you were a productive member of society with horses?
Yeah, be a productive member of horse society.
I just think it'd be fun because I love the idea of just meeting you guys, because as of February, I've been playing this for a year with you guys for a year. So I think it'd be super fun just to like have a paint ponytail studio meetup. That'd be cute.
I'm really looking forward to because like Jocelyn, like we've like never met. But we've like attended.
Think we have actually. Now that I think about it.
No,
I'm sure we've
like,
crossed paths at times, but I've never actually like stopped and been like, "Yo, what's up?"
Right, exactly. But like we've been attending this event for how many years?
God, I think this year will be my 12th.
Okay, but I bet that you guys have probably seen each other's faces and you have crossed each other,
absolutely.
But you've never realized it. And that's actually really cool.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, because we tend to frequent the same places when we're at said event.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, I just never had the opportunity to chat, you know, kind of a thing. Yeah, it's like we got it.
Because now, like this is something that I have to like really think about, and like once I know how my job kind of functions and how I can scope out on how and how if I would get there on like a Thursday or a Friday.
Yeah.
Because a plane from Minnesota to Kentucky is like nothing.
Right. The other
like
thing is that
nothing.
like you probably wouldn't have to really worry about like, you know, the full cost of a hotel room of us because
Oh, absolutely. I would not mind.
yeah.
I'm like I've been to Disney. I have done the whole song and dance with hanging out with people.
Excellent. My game froze. Let's go, boys.
Your whole stream froze. Let's go.
It's good now.
Oh, the Bay. Oh, you're making me want the Bay, dude. Oh no, I can't be tempted. Nope.
But yeah, Briarfest is like, I feel like it's a decently affordable event. You know, assuming you're not going to buy like a bunch of horses.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're not buying any models, you are fine.
Right. Like
That's where the money is.
The general admission, like the 3-day ticket is like what, like $65, and that includes
75,
like 70. Is it?
I think it's 75.
No, it's not 75. Oh, it's at 85.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 85 sounds right. Or
Okay.
like 82.50 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It is 85. Now that I think about it.
Okay. Which
that does include a free model.
That's
$50 value.
Yes, it does. That's right. So Lurie would get.
I get a free horsey.
Lurie would get a free horsey.
It's a brand new sculpture.
It's a brand new sculpture, and it's so cute.
Oh, you should show me. You're gonna make me really tempted. I'm gonna tell my mom. She's like, "But you don't even collect my horses."
I just want to go for Hans
saying that
Fest.
you're scared to fly in a plane because people are scared. I'm like, listen, how many people are gonna be flying from Minnesota to Kentucky? Listen. But yeah, this is something that I would have to like scope out my new job.
Absolutely.
I know I would be able. And my new job is actually paying me really, really well, so I know I would be able to afford it. So
yeah,
there would be no issue there. It would just be a matter of, could I ask off, like,
right?
Because my work schedule, because I'm gonna be professionally animating and working on a whole production.
Yeah.
They told me my legal work days are Monday through Sunday. It's 40-hour work weeks.
Okay.
But that Saturday, Sunday would be if I have to be working overtime for like crunch.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be a thing if I plan to go, and I would tell them probably a month ahead of time.
Right.
So if like crunch happened, because I'm sure you're aware of crunch and everything working in an artsy field. So
yeah,
it would have would.
And see the good part.
I just have to scope out my job first.
The good part too is like, you know, if we're because we buy so many extra tickets typically, they all come with like a button or an armband or whatever to get in. So it's like if we're already getting the ticket, like sometimes we've just given away the like button to get in for some people to get in. So it's like, okay, yeah, just. There you go, Larry. There's your ticket.
Thank you. But yeah, what I would probably do is I would probably fly in maybe like an afternoon on that Thursday. I know you guys get there on the Thursday, but I'll probably fly in on the afternoon kind of thing, just so I can work as many days as I can that week rather than leaving on Wednesday.
Yeah, because then you could even take off on Sunday. Like I think we typically take off Monday morning because we leave at like 6 a.m. Monday morning and then we drive the full way back. But see, I'm not sure exactly if that's what I'm doing this time because I only have a 6-hour drive. I'm about halfway from where I'm at now. So I have a feeling that because typically the way that we go down is we cross the Yoop and we go downstate, like a straight line down, which pretty much lines up with where I'm at. So like I don't know if, depending on like what we're doing for work, because I may have to actually work some of it. We're still not clear on how that's going right now either. But you know, it's like I'm assuming that my mom would just swing into where I'm at and yoink me.
Yeah. Wait, not just saying words.
Yeah. Naga is saying words. I mean,
You film.
I totally get the, like, you know, horses aren't your wheelhouse. Honestly,
they're not
though,
necessarily either, Naga. That's what I'm saying. If I had someone equally as confused as I was. But I also just love learning about people's hobbies like that kind of thing. I like people watching. People watching is fun.
People watching at the horse
I'm
park
very
is a blast.
And honestly, like, I don't watch them often, but like, would there be those in-person bidding? Like,
Oh
there
my
was
god,
that-
the live auction.
The
yes.
live auction.
I
That is
love watching that
amazing.
shit because I sit there and go, you're paying that. Whoa, this dude just did more than you. Whoa. It's like fight,
with like a proper auctioneer that does like that foreign language sort of bidding. You know what I mean? Like the
yeah. Yeah, those are crazy. Like I've never actually been to the live auction. So like this year I'd probably have to go, you know, just to
I would make you because I'm like, I would be there. I'd be like, I want to see this crap go down.
Half the time it's like I've wanted to go, but like sometimes we're just so tired that we're like, okay, we're calling it. Like if anything wild happens, we're gonna find out about it on Facebook. But I would totally go just to like see everybody's reactions.
It should be interesting to see what happens with prices for that this year.
Yes. Because prices for everything right now are just, as far as like any kind of resale value on models is insane. So it's like, would that translate into the live auction? Who knows? There's also like, there's all day horse based entertainment at the park.
And there's like real horse shows going on at the same time, so you can go learn about that.
Yeah, like different there's Briarfest and they do a bunch of demos, but there's actual competitions going on at the horse park typically too. There are a couple spots that like I know of because having been there for Pony Club so many times, if you keep walking far enough back, you lose the Briarfest crowd and you like blend in with the horse show crowd. And they have like their own kind of separate area towards the back that is a lot more peaceful. So we go there and we get lunch and smoothies and hang out. Because it's a state park.
Yeah.
It's so nice. You guys
also,
are stacking?
Just to let you know. Yeah, we're stacking. If you guys want to know what kind of person... And if you want to know what kind of person I'm like, if you're like traveling with me, even generally, even if you just went to a mall with me, one, I keep snacks in my purse.
Me.
Not just mostly because whenever I travel, I go with my mom and my aunt, and they both have diabetes. So when they start getting the shakes, I whip out the snacks like, hurry, sugar.
You were the good diabetes friend.
Yeah.
And then two, if someone is like, wow, this is too many people or too much is going on, I'm like, well, let's go somewhere else then. I don't need to. I'm not someone just because I'm there that I have to be in the zone. If someone needs to step out because of whatever, like auditory, whatever overstimulation, it's just like, let's go find that hallway though. Just vibe there for a bit.
We like to like our typical Briarfest is very, very relaxed, I feel like, because we go to the first thing we'll do in the morning is we'll hit up, there's like a small like pop-up tent that has like special stuff in it, little like smaller stuff, and so we'll kind of hit that up, and then we have our ticket times and we try to do our ticket times right in a row, so we'll aim for like 10 or 11, you know, and try to get as many in those times as we can. Then we'll go get lunch, and then we go hang out in the museums for a while because the horse park has really, really cool museums. And not a lot of people go in them during Briarfest. So it's like you get like free reign of the museums and they're quiet and they've got air conditioning and everything. So we hang out in there for a while. And then we tend to like peace out of the park and just enjoy like the area or go back to the hotel and sleep for a while. Because at that point you're up for like how many hours? And then Saturdays are kind of like leisurely explore the horse park until we feel like not being there anymore, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It's
And
not
I'm used to...
Yeah, like it's not a hurry up
Yeah.
and get there. And then, you know, as far as like crowds go, is we try to avoid the really crowded areas anyway, unless you have to get to like from point A to point B and there's no other way.
Yeah, I'm very much used to the Disney, we got to be here by this time, and this time, and then we got to do this, and this. We're staying the entire night. We're not going back to the hotel. We're staying there for 23 hours. It's like, that's what I'm used to.
Right.
So
and
whatever you want, if you want to drag me around, like I am 100% used to that ball game. So.
That is so not what we do at Briarfest, but like, I understand.
I know. But I'm just like, you know, I'm very much oh, okay, we're doing this now, sweet, thumbs up.
Because the other thing is too, is like with how much shopping that we tend to do, we don't like to have those in the car in the heat for very long. So like we'll typically make like one hotel run during the day, but then we just stay at the hotel for a little while and like decompress.
Just hang.
Yeah, just hanging out.
It was so funny. Jocelyn just had a glitch where you were continuously running on top of your horse over and over and over again. And I thought that was very beautiful.
That's really beautiful.
That was so talented.
I love it.
I tried to take a picture.
Oh man. I know I was so skeptical about the appies, but I'm already really loving this horse. This is my horse.
Okay, but listen. So you do the walk and then like the little trot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cute. Oh, I love it. It is so good.
The stop is really cool. Like I'm glad they've kind of gotten away from like every horse has to like slide. Yeah. I mean, the paints and the quarter horses definitely have the best stop in my opinion. The Marwari is the funniest one.
I noticed. I'm like, this is a weird stop.
They like dive bomb, and I think that's hilarious. I love it so much. Like, my favorite horses in Star Stable are definitely like not necessarily the ones that like look the most realistic. They're the ones that have the most character to them. Which like when the Appy came out, I don't know how many of you guys frequent the Facebook groups that are like Star Stable, but one of the major things I heard from people was like, oh my god, I hate it. It looks like a mule. It looks like a donkey. I hate it. And it's like, have you ever seen a real Appaloosa? Because
not nice horses.
Appies are not. Yeah, you're right. They're so ugly. They're cute. Is always how we used to describe the one that I rode. Her name was Bandit. And God, yeah, you want to talk about the just ugly as sin. Just ugly. And they didn't do that here. They made them really like dorky. Like they're so funky looking that they're cute, but that's also kind of like an Appy trait. Is just like, man, that thing is really odd looking. Kind of looks like a donkey in a couple ways. But they're very nicely put together in game. Because I see, hi Wizardly Chipmunk. I see you in the chat. We're all pretty happy with the new horse, honestly.
I like it.
Yeah.
I liked it more than I thought it would because the jump feels so nice. It's like a really graceful jump.
Yes, it does.
And the tail animation on it is
the little flick of the tail. Well,
it moves so well.
I also really like the backup, and I really like the rear. Like
the rear is like, for me, it's a little not lazy as an animation, as in the horse is like, eh.
Yeah, the horse is kind of like, oh god, like it makes it feel like the horse has weight.
Yeah.
Because there are some where like the horse goes up so easily that it's like, oh, okay, like you, and that's the thing that when you animate and even when you draw too, is like you have to account for this thing that I'm putting into the world has weight. So like, how can I show that? So I think they did a really good job adding those little aspects in with the Appy. But yeah,
they're getting really good with their hair in that way. like they did it really well with the Icelandic. I really for when I did the kind of the ponytail main style, because I'm like, well, there's no other main style like it in the game.
Right.
And now I can really see how they animate the tail and stuff, and I'm just like, ha 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 ha, takes notes.
Yeah, no, that's good that you're doing that, because honestly, horses are some of the hardest things to draw and or animate.
Yeah.
So many legs. So many legs.
And what I'm going to be animating for my job are dinosaurs. So it's like, there's tail physics in there,
right?
But like I usually label myself when I'm like talking to other like animators or like people in the profession. I just like, I'm a creature animator, and they're like,
yeah.
And I'm like, I want to animate the funny dinosaurs and the funny monsters. And horses, because horses are a nightmare to animate. But
man.
no, I'm really appreciating, because like the animations were in Heavy Whip and CC Creations.
Yes, they were.
So I did not make a proper judgment on them, because I'm like, no, I can't. These are a bunch of animators' works in progress. I'm not going to critique it quite yet until I see it in game.
Usually, when it comes to me too. But like with Star Stable horses, usually for me the animations are not a make or break thing. Like I care more about the coat color and I guess like the idols. For me, as long as the gallop is good, the jump is good, and the idols look good, and then the coat color, like that's really all I care about. The in between gaits, because you don't travel at them that often. Like I know a lot of people make a big deal out of the Trickaner's trot, that they're like, oh my god, that's like the worst thing that Star Stable's ever done. And I'm just like, I don't ride it at the trot enough to like to tell. Like, to me, it's not that heinous of an offense, if it even is one, because I don't typically see it at that gate anyway. So, but even then, if there's like a funky thing about the gallop, like you're looking at the horse from behind a lot of the times, unless you're going to be in photo mode. So it's like, I just care more about the horse, what it looks like, more often than how it moves. Not that that's not important, how it moves, but it's not my major deciding factor in whether I'm going to get the horse or not. Yeah.
I am liking every horse that kind of they come out with right now, though. It's just like, oh no, my star coins.
Right, my wallet.
No, my wallet.
I don't think I'm going to get a Welsh pony, though.
Interesting. I really like the Palomino.
No,
I think the gray and the Palomino.
I think they're adorable. I really do like them. I think they're adorable. I have so many, like, I don't tend to ride the ponies as often. And I guess like when it comes to that model, I would kind of wait until maybe they do a magic horse or a special one on it, because regular Welsh ponies don't come in Pinto, but or at least like any Pinto other than Sabino, my bad. And my real pony is a Welsh pony saddlebred cross, and he looks like a Welsh pony. He's got the build of the Welsh pony. So my hope is that eventually like they might do a coat on the Welsh that looks kind of like him, whether it's magic or just a special thing. And then I'd get that one. I was really hoping for that with the Gotland, but then all they did was like the splash patterns, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, well then I'll just wait, you know. But the Welsh is the Welsh does look a lot more like him body type than the rest of them have, because I have my I used to own a Trickaner, and shortly after we put her down, the Trickaners in the game came out, and there's one that, other than a sock, is like a dead ringer for her, like same color, everything. So I got that one. And then when the Thoroughbred came out, I was really hoping that they would be like not racing fit Thoroughbred, because the Seal Bay looks exactly like Johnny, but the build is not thick enough. So I just didn't end up getting that one. But the color was spot on. So I'm like, oh man, like maybe if they come up with like a little Pinto pony, maybe I'll be able to get Alex.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand wanting to like, get your horse in game.
Yeah.
That's really cute.
But I know my mom took a little look at the video earlier, and she was like, "Oh, I love all of them." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, you would. You liked ponies."
They're very cute. I only have I think 2 ponies in my stable. And like I don't mind tacking on other, Chunky Nugget. That's my boy. He's my favorite.
Chunky Nugget.
But I wouldn't mind adding another pony. I do hope though, if they're updating the Welsh ponies, I'm looking at them like, you better update the running herd on that island, or I can't remember, the South Island. Oh,
yep, South. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm like, can you update those? Because they're right now, but I can see what they're trying to do. I think their goal that wasn't really said in any newsletter or anything is, I think they're gonna try and update as much as they can this year.
I hope so.
I think so too.
Because I'm really
definitely in the midst of that.
Yes. I know people are like adamant that the characters have to be updated, but I'd rather see them finish updating the world and then get the characters updated.
And the world is going to take them a while from how slow they've been going with just updating this one area. But yeah, so I can see that's gonna take a while. But if because right now I can tell they are currently trying to update as many old breeds as they can. They're trying to give more areas, and now that all these events are out of the way, because they had to do Christmas and Halloween's, and thinking about on a production like that, on a development team like that, you're like, well, we can't really focus on. For one, they also updated the entirety of that Christmas area.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
But they were like, okay, we got to focus on this, and then after all these events are done, we can go back to updating the world and all that fun stuff. So,
and I see
I can kind of see what they're doing.
Right. I see in our chat, somebody asked us what all of our favorite Appaloosa colors are. So, I mean, obviously, like, okay, so I bought the black leopard. I'm very partial to just your stereotypical just black and white spot. But I like all of them a lot more than I thought I was going to. If I was gonna like rank like my top 3, I really like the one I'm riding, so the black leopard. I like the one from the app a lot. Like that would be my second choice, is going and get the app one. And then I like the black snowcap and then the bay blanket. I think those are all like, I really don't have one that I don't like. But I think the chestnut blanket one with the white face would be the one that I would least want. I think that's the one that I would like be like, if that was my only option. It's cute, but it's not my thing. But I'm also kind of like that with chestnuts anyway, so I don't know what ones you guys enjoy.
I like the snowcap. That's my number 1. Number 2 is the bay, and number 3 I think is actually that light brown one. I thought that one was pretty cute, but I'm not gonna buy it or anything.
Like the one that Neon's riding, the peacock one.
Not the peacock. There's another light brown.
Oh. You know what?
Also, too many people ride it.
You're right. You know what other one we're forgetting is there is one at Fort Pinta.
Yes, that one's very cute.
And
too.
that one's cute.
Neon also has that one.
Yes. Yeah.
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 Those are my top 3.
Mine would probably be the Bay and the Snowcap are like tied for
Mhm.
first because
Mhm.
I
Oh,
bought
yeah.
both of them because I couldn't make up my mind. 'Cause, you know. And then I really like the App one, and then the Leopard 2,
Mm-hmm.
and the Peacock one. I like all but like the Chestnut.
Yeah.
So
Like the longer it was definitely kind of a case of like the longer I spent looking at them, especially looking at them in game, the more I was like, oh, this is really nice. And then it made the decision harder of which one to get.
Yeah. But remember our conversation of it's not a good thing when their new horse is always better than the last brand new horse they put out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if I won't
I don't
say
know
these
if
are
I
better
feel
than
that
the
with this one.
Icelandics.
No, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
don't
say
feel
that.
way.
Icelandics are perfect.
Yeah, the
They are very
Icelandics are really just amazing. You know, and I the Jorvik Wilds too. Like, I know a lot of people are kind of like, oh, well, the Jorvik Wilds are so outdated now.
No,
The
they're
Jorvik
not.
Wilds are not meant to be realistic, no matter what way you look at it.
Mhm.
They're warrior cats, horses. That's what they are. They're not meant to be a standard everyday horse. So, like, the model kind of has to reflect that too. You know, like they have
Mhm.
a lot of like more personified features.
They just have such like a unique way of moving too that I really love.
Yes.
It's not
Yeah.
necessarily realistic. It just looks so good.
Yeah. The funky chicken trot is my favorite thing.
And with animation and making this kind of stuff, for one, Star Stable's already cartoony.
Mhm,
Two,
mhm.
you don't want to make things realistic.
Right.
Because if you make something realistic, it not that because it's boring, it gets outdated
Yes.
instantly.
Bingo. Bingo.
It's if you can stylize something and keep that semi-realism, it will never become outdated. Now, granted, it's Star Stable and they'll continuously pump out new horses, so they're going to outdate themselves, unfortunately.
Right.
But the style of the game will not become outdated itself.
Right.
You know, like when you look at these horses, you're not going to be like, that's in 10 years, that's not going to be a good looking horse. Like, no, you're still going to think these horses look really good 10 years later.
Right.
Because they're stylized.
Yes. That's just like
and their animations are stylized too.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want hyper realistic stuff in your cartoon video game.
Yeah.
Looking at the Star Stable fandom.
Yeah, no kidding. You know, there's gotta be a happy medium. You have to be able to find that happy medium of like, how far can I push things? And one of the things I noticed about Star Stable is they have never given their horses realistic eyes. Ever.
They shouldn't.
And they shouldn't
ever, no.
ever.
I don't think any cartoon that I've seen with horses has ever put them at their natural, like, slit pupil eye shape. No. It's very creepy if you put it in a cartoon.
Yes, it's kind of off-putting, but it also doesn't allow for, like, range of expression either. You know, real horses do definitely have, like, very interesting expressions. Like, there are some times where I look at Johnny and I'm like, man, your cold, dead brown eyes are like filled with life at this particular moment. Like, you know,
God.
like
he's like, nah, I'm tired.
Yes. Yeah, like you can kind of tell what he's feeling, but like when you start getting into blue-eyed horses, especially realistic blue-eyed horses, they always look kind of out there, kind of creepy, kind of like always looking crazed, because the lighter blue that eye is, the more startled they're gonna look all the time. You know, and that's Do you really want that in your child's video game?
No.
I don't think
no.
so. You want the horses to look cute and friendly and fun, and you want to be able to put little catch lights in there that are shaped like hearts and, stuff like that, which they've definitely done. I'm sure they've done that. But then it just allows for this whole other range of expression. But then you look at some of the older molds that don't have that, and it's like, man, that is definitely a pixel horse right there. Like I just passed a Pintabian, and that's what made me think of that.
Like, yep, that is a game horse.
Yep, that is your standard video game mount. Whereas I'm riding around on Domino, my Appaloosa, and I would kill and die for him.
I'm riding on Purpuro.
That's such a good name.
Dude, I've had that in my names list for so long, and I'm like, since probably midsummer of last year. I'm like, Purpur. I was like, what does that mean? Oh, it's a different language. I guess it means purple still.
Oh.
So it means purpur, and I forget which language. And I'm like, okay, purpur is a very odd choice for a Star Stable to put in here. And then when I was naming Thundero, I was like, Purpuro. And I'm sad that a singular A isn't an option. I would have been like Purpura.
Oh, like something like that. Because it's an option at the beginning, but it's not for the end of the name.
Not for the end.
Nope.
Hence, so I name, and then and also too, now when you click on it and people say Purpuro, they're like, wait, huh? How did you name a horse like that? I'd be like, tee. This is my weirdly named horse.
My Purpuro. I'm gonna go into photo mode for a second and look at my boy. Because I haven't gotten to do that yet. Here we go. See if I can line it up right, that it's right in the middle of the camera. See? Yeah. With his pretty little... I'm gonna turn up change the time of day too, so I get a different... There we go.
I remember when you were saying, I don't like the leopard. I don't like it. And now you're like, my baby.
It is my baby. Well, I had a feeling that I was eventually going to succumb.
Yeah.
Because then another thing that I noticed with, newer horses is they're starting to paint the hair texture on. Okay? And... I know one of my initial complaints about the leopard was in the flank area, which is where you're going to see a lot of the spots change direction. They weren't quite doing that. But looking at the spot placement here, in nice up close in photo mode, it does follow it pretty well. And then they actually did draw in the whorl on the flank, so you can you can follow the spots in a circle radiating outward from that whorl, which is exactly what I wanted. And then when you come up the body, so the appy spots are going to curve around the hindquarter in an arc. They're going to start looking like they're heading down when you get to that whorl on the flank, and then from the flank up to the neck, they're going to start almost gravitating up towards the head. And it looks like they got it pretty good. And then you zoom in and you see that they've actually painted in the hairs. That's really cool. They did also...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Continue. Oh, you continue.
Oh, I was just going to say that, and I think this was just a matter of it being unfinished in the CC Creations video, is my other complaint was because the ends of the mane are super squared off, that on the leopard, because it was white, it looked like it didn't have any texture in those areas. They must have added that, because they are all, the end of the hair is all textured. It's not a flat blank surface. There is texture to it. Please, Larry, speak.
Well, I was going to say, I noticed they started painting on the actual texture of the horse's flank and their fur. with the was it the American paint? That what came out in September?
Oh, maybe it was the paint.
I think it's the paint because on my gray one that I have, you can see it as plain as day on the gray splotches on its body, and I'm like, okay, and I can see it on my snowcap horse here on her white butt. All the fur is kind of textured in, but it's not obnoxious. Very subtle.
Yep.
And I'm like, yes, good.
Yep. And see, that's the weird balance that they kind of like. And we mentioned this with we mentioned this with the Nabstrup earlier, is like when you compare the Appies with the Nabstrup, and I'm not even talking about the model at this point, on pattern alone, the leaps and bounds that they have come from the Nabstrup are insane. But you also kind of have to think that, like, okay, the Appies are leaning on, like, are really leaning on realistic as far as the coats go. The Nabstrups lean more towards that cartoony feel, and it's purely because of the outside of, like, the edge of the blanket on the Nabstrups. That it's very, very clean cut, and there's no extra hairs. Which, it's like a model horse. That looks like your typical masked off, like, model horse Appaloosa. Because when you're doing that kind of mass-produced thing in plastic, it is so hard to go back and add the hair.
Yeah.
You know, I know Briar does it as, like, they put another layer of, like, gray around the spots. Sometimes what we'll do at Stone is the artists will go in and they'll take an X-Acto and they'll etch around the spot to make that hair. Both ways have their advantages, and I've noticed that as far as, like, taking that to a digital level with Star Stable, there's a little bit of both. That in some of their models, Star Stable will simply edge things in gray and call it good, and it looks great. And in some, they'll go hair by hair, like with the Appies, and it'll look great. And then some, they'll do a mixture. And then that tends to be, like, leaning a little bit more towards the realism side, because they're taking the best of both techniques where they need to be used and using them. Just that little fun comparison there for everybody that both collects models and plays Star Stable is, how can I apply these techniques of traditional art in digital? But yeah.
Yeah, like, you're on, like, the texture side and everything, and, like, the, like, sculpting and, like, texturing, because that's, like, what you do kind of as a profession. Well, me, I'm looking at the animation, and I'm like, they have come so far.
Yes.
With just getting the weight and the force behind the horse correct. And I'm weird, and I'm still obsessed with how nice their tail animations are.
Their hair constantly blows me away.
Yeah, but, like, with the older models and, like, your including, it would go in a circle, like, whoa.
Yes.
And I'm like, So I'm like, I can see where they might think that's what happened, because, you know, when horses run, sometimes it looks like all that hair is kind of, like, whipping around. But you gotta remember, with a tail, it's moving in the same way as the back and the spine is. So in that curve, that energy is coming off on the tail. So no, it would not be whipping around in circles.
Right.
It would be doing what it's doing now in the new models, where it moves like an up and down wave.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
and I'm just like, they did it. They figured it out. Yeah.
I never understood that with the old models. I was like, why did they think the tail whips in a circle? when like
it's because they're not
Yeah.
like, this is gonna sound harsh, but from an animator's perspective, they didn't look at references.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever reference they did look at was probably just they saw the hair whipping around like crazy, and they were like, well, how can we make the hair whipping around like crazy? How can we get that look? Oh, we make it go in circle. And then you're like, no. Please don't do that.
Please, sir.
Yes, there's like, it would only work if you could actually get like a physics simulator that would actually calculate what the hair is doing when it runs.
Mm-hmm,
but they're manually animating it, so it's like,
right.
No, you cannot replicate that hair going crazy when it's a stiff tail model.
Yeah,
Please
I'm
just
really
follow it. Follow the spine. That's all I ask of you.
I'm really interested to like, I hope in the next like week or so here I want to download Red Dead.
Oh yes, please do. I'll re-download it.
Because
I'm not very far in online, but
I'm so curious at the difference in just even the feel of it.
Oh, it's very different, massively different. You can't even compare it.
Yeah, because I see several people who have played both go like don't be nasty about like girls horse games, because it's Star Stable is basically Red Dead but like cowboy, or like Star Stable is like Red Dead but like a little bit more like cartoony magical thing, it's they're two sides of the same coin, Same with like Barbie Horse Adventures. Like Red Dead is just Barbie Horse Adventures reskinned.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I see that argument a lot, and I'm like,
so if I think back on the last time I played Red Dead, the horses actually feel like there's weight to them as you're playing. Because here's a story: I was playing with my buddy Jay, because it used to this one time it was $5. So me and my
I almost bought it when it was $5, and I should have did it.
You should have.
But $20 is not bad.
$20's not bad, but that $5 was an absolute steal.
Yeah,
I played the actual full storyline before, so I'm like, I'll go online. So me and my buddy Jay, who I was like roommates and good friends with in college and everything, we were playing it last summer, or was it 2020? 2020 and 21 meshed together. My brain was so hard. But he was running on ahead of me on our horses. And I was like, Jay, wait. And he stops his horse dead in the middle of the road. And I go crashing into him. My horse flips in the air, lands on some rocks. His horse hits the ground. My horse is close to dying. And I was like, Jay, what the heck, man? He's like, you told me to stop. I'm like, I didn't mean in the middle of the road. So I had to sit there. And like, my horse is breathing so heavy and actually like moaning and dying on the ground. And I'm like trying to save it. But like when you hit things with your horse, because if you're going full speed at stuff, and you actually build a bond with your horse, so your horse will come to really trust you. If your horse doesn't trust you, it's not going to do everything it wants to do.
Which
like
is
if
perfect.
you run off, if you try to run off like a ledge, it's going to stop if it doesn't trust you. Be like, whoa, what the heck?
Oh.
But if the horse fully trusts you, it won't run off the ledge and fall to its death with you. And I laugh about it, but like Red Dead Redemption physics are so funny. Because the horse ragdolls too.
No. Man.
I'm awful for laughing, but I'm just thinking of all the times I've just been like, no! As I accidentally charge my horse straight on into a tree, and I'm like, dang it.
Naga.
I didn't mean to do that, horsey.
Honestly, the horse flipping over itself in Red Dead is hilarious. Legs everywhere. I know, I bet that is really, really funny, but man, I would feel so bad. I don't think I could do it.
Yeah. Online, at least there's not as many repercussions as if you're playing in the story. 'Cause if you're
I
playing
was
in the
gonna
story,
say that, like,
that horse is dead, dude.
I thought in the storyline, like, once you lose a horse, it's gone. But
It's gone.
isn't it the case in the online one that, like, that's not necessarily, like...
No, you just go back to the stable and you can pick up the same horse again.
Okay, good.
I think
that makes me feel not as bad.
In the story, you like I think kind of in online a tiny bit, but in the story, bonding with your horse is like extremely important, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
Because in the first Red Dead Redemption game that I also played when I was little, you just rode the horse. Yeah, you have a horse. Good job. You got a horse.
Right.
Neat. So a lot of people were very careless with their horse. All the gamer boys were careless with their horse. Like, who cares? It's your horse. But then in the new one, they're just like, guess what? You gotta take care of your horse.
Your horse loves you.
Your horse loves you, and you gotta act. You can your horse can store things. Your horse can like carry the kill, more than one kill. Can carry the flanks of the animals that you skin. Like, it's very important, and your horse actually grows to love you. And the more it loves you, the more like it will do for you.
That makes me happy. I really want to see that mechanic. I want to see that mechanic in Star Stable.
It's I don't think they'll be able to replicate it because
I don't either.
Very insane. It was just like, especially down to when your male horse gets cold in the winter, and you're like, oh
that,
no.
Yeah, that I know about. Yep.
It's so funny. But yeah, like Red Dead 2 really took on the realism factor, and they did it super well.
Yeah.
I would recommend that game to anyone, but I would love to replay it at some point, but I don't think I can take on that emotional trauma again.
I know some of what happens of like the main storyline because I like not playing the game and seeing like the occasional thing from it. I'm like not super invested, so like I don't care if spoilers pop up. But I won't spoil anything in case anybody is watching or is playing along with us that does actually want to like do the storyline, because that's not fair.
Like, I got really invested because one, I played the original Red Dead when I was like little, and it was like PlayStation 3, so it's like so many nostalgic memories of getting home from like school and booting it up and playing the silly Red Dead game. And so when the second one was like, hey, it's a prequel, and I was like, no. No. Oh, hey, it's my buddy Elliot in the chat.
Elliot.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. We're talking about Red Dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I'm very invested in the Red Dead Redemption, like, characters in the story, because Rockstar does very good with making things realistic, also funny, and they can balance everything pretty well.
Now, so I can't remember.
I recommend it.
I know one of the Witcher games has this mechanic, but I don't know if Red Dead does. Does your horse spook in Red Dead? Okay.
Oh yeah.
That is something that I really wish that Star Stable would incorporate and I know Horse Isle did this too, is when your horse is not like when your horse is like in those early levels, you can only get so far before your horse starts to like spook at something or throws you or something like that. And I really do think that would be a super fun mechanic in Star Stable. As like,
I can also see why they're not doing it though.
Yes, I cannot say that it was not. It was so annoying sometimes to be playing Horse Isle and like all of a sudden I'm kicked off my horse, but it also like was only the first like 3 levels that would happen. So which in Star Stable is like nothing.
Yeah.
But I think it would be fun for me simply because I would want to see the spook animations.
Yeah. But I think the reason they're not doing it is because the little kids getting frustrated factor.
Yes, yeah, and I can totally understand
complaints they would have from like little kids be like, "Oh, it's too hot. I bought my horse and I can't even ride it. That was a waste to start going."
Yep.
It's like, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
So I can see why they're not doing it, especially when in other horse games, especially Red Dead, if you have your horse going at full speed for too long and its stamina bar goes down and it's all the way down, but you're still kicking it to keep going, it will boot you off. Be like, hey,
excellent.
No. And I'm glad they don't do that with Star Citizens because it's open world and they don't want you to like get booted off your horse so often.
Yeah.
So I totally get it.
Yeah.
Oh, did I not turn in this donkey? This donkey is still following me. Help.
I got Domino to level 6.
I'm at level 6 too.
I can't find my last animal at Starshine. I'm kind of bummed. I don't know where it is.
Oh.
I had 2 chickens in a foal, and I can't find whatever the last thing is, so it's probably a chicken hidden somewhere.
Yeah.
Just can't see it.
I managed to find this donkey up in the way back.
I'll do like a big old circle. And if I can't find it in the circle, I give up.
You're like, never mind, I'm going.
I'm not gonna spend like a super duper long time like trying to find it. I just can't.
Yeah.
Oh, and in other Haunts news, the Sherlock and Watson samples, I put pictures out today, and everybody went nuts, and they're so cute. They really are.
Look so cute. The mustache.
The mustache! Didn't the mustache turn out great?
It turned out so cute.
God. When he came up to the front the first time, we were kind of looking at him, and we were like, the mustache really blends in with the face a lot. Like, I wonder if we could change that. And I took him back, and I was like, because Ellen's the one that painted both of them. And I took him back to Ellen, and I was like, hey, Ellen, we're having a little problem with, like, we need some contrast on the mustache. I'm like, could you, like, make him a little bit, like, a distinguished gentleman and, like, give him some gray hairs in the mustache? She was like, oh, sure. So she just dry brushed, like, 2 coats of white on the mustache, and it was perfect. And we're like, yep.
Oh, amazing. There it goes. You're like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So on his COA, I put, like, a little comment, like, in his description that's like, he has something about, like, and his mustache makes him the perfect, like, distinguished gentleman or something like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The distinguished man. Yeah, I saw that one. I was like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it turned out very well. I actually put it, like, side by side with the original concept that I did. Not the illustration that's posted, but, like, I do a mock-up on, like, a line work of the model that we're doing, and I put both of them, Sherlock and Watson, like, side by side with that, and it was spot on. It was perfect.
Aww.
Ellen gets me. Ellen just gets me. We're also starting to get some Super Bowl samples. Oh no, goodbye, Kylie.
Hi, good night, Kylie. I didn't realize Courtney put in the chat what the free horse looks like. And it looks kind of cute. Looks like a little guy.
Yes, he's a little guy. He's a German riding pony.
I don't know what that means. Oh,
it's a little guy.
Just a little man.
He's just a little man. Yeah, so this year's Briarfest
in my room to put ponies.
Yeah, this year's Briarfest is German themed. So, very exciting.
That's why the Fireheart is called Stein.
Yes. Yep. So typically the special runs they're not necessarily based off of, like, breeds from the country, because, like, they've done countries a couple times. It's not that they're, like, based on breeds from that country. It's like, the names are used a lot. But this year it seems like there's a really kind of a neat balance between this is a German breed and like this is German inspired. Because we've got Rapunzel, then Johannes Brahms. That was another one. I do really like that one too. The Franz is fun. Larry, do you know the painter Franz Marc that did the blue? Okay, I didn't know if that was something.
I saw the blue. I did
the blue
see
horses. I say if I post a picture of the painting, I'm sure you'd be like, oh, I've seen that somewhere before.
I might have. Like I said, I don't know much about the horse community and all that.
Yeah, I know Franz Marc gets taught in a lot of art history classes.
Yeah. So if he was taught art history,
I think
they teach me art history, but I can't remember names at all.
Yeah,
I'll see a painting and go, yes.
Yeah, like I feel like you'd see the painting and you'd be like, oh, that guy.
Yeah.
I want to say he's like abstract expressionism.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, but yeah, they took the Spirit mold, which is actually like the movie Spirit mold, and it's blue.
Oh, that's amazing.
To go with the painting, the blue horses, and it's very cool. Not one that I'll probably end up getting, but a very neat horse. But one of the things that would be kind of cool, I know you said you don't have much space, but they sell single day tickets, and the models that come with those are like 2 inches, 3 inches tall. And they come in a special little, like, usually it's a little bag. Good night, Jocelyn.
Good night, Jocelyn.
Good night. We love you.
I'll probably remember if we've seen like a size comparison of the celebration horse compared to other molds or no?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because I'm just wondering if he's like Bouncer size.
I think he's bigger than Bouncer. He's taller than Bouncer, for sure.
Yeah.
Like the legs are a lot longer.
I just can't tell if it's like an illusion because he's so refined.
Right. I'm gonna drop some Briarfest ponies into the chat for Lurie.
Those are the single days.
Those are all the single days.
Stephanie sent the other stuff at like 1 p.m. today.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drop them one by one in because these are the nice big photos. So there's the dapple gray is really nice. I mean,
I'm going to steal.
Yes. The bears are still just like that. Just cracks me up. The bears. That is so funny that it's a set of clearware bears and they smell like fruit. I was talking about that with my mom last night because I tend to call her on my way home from work. And I was like, man, are we going to get the bears? And she was like, Emma, I really don't think we're going to get the bears. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. But I want to smell them.
If I can't get something I want, I think the bears are like my first choice as an alternate.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, granted, there's not a lot of things that I don't want, but...
And then I'll grab a Franz Marc painting. Franz Marc. Yeah, he's known for his blue horses. He is expressionism. Yeah, my degree paid off.
Yes.
Yes. There.
We did not learn about him.
Really? I think the most famous one is actually this one. Hang on. I think this is the one that most people tend to think of when they think of Franz Marc.
Nope, we did not learn about him.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, when we covered abstract expressionism, because I think he was working at the same time as Kandinsky and Picasso.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 1911. Yeah. Yeah. So he was a part of that unit for us anyway. But man, I was thinking that they were going to do that last year, because last year's Briarfest was art themed. So I was like, oh man, like the blue horses are like the biggest, like one of the biggest horse painting, like stereotypical horse paintings like out there. Like, why wouldn't you do it? Well, they were probably saving it for the German year, because the guy's German.
Makes sense. Sense.
But there is actually an art movement itself that kind of goes along with the, like, those paintings, and I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, is like Der Blau Rider, which is the Blue Rider. I believe that's the art movement that goes along with that, but I can't remember. Oh, yep. It just popped right up in my suggested through Google. Der Blau Reiter. It was a group of artists united in rejection of I cannot pronounce that, but it was a movement in Munich, Germany, and Kandinsky was also part of that movement. It was Franz Marc, Kandinsky, and like several other artists in Munich, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Briarfest, an opportunity to learn new things.
Woo, horsies.
You're in me.
I'm inside. Emma, don't tell anyone. But I'm hiding inside you.
Hang on. I'm gonna try to line it up better.
Okay.
Just hold on.
Oh,
oh shoot. Oh. I'm too far to one side.
That's okay. Now they're two-headed horsey. Taking a picture.
I'm trying really hard to match it up. Oh, we're close. We're really close. We're so close.
We're so close.
We're too close.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm trying to get one of my other friends that I went to high school with to play horse game.
Yes.
She's a lot of fun. She has no idea what she told me the other day. She's like, I love you so much, but I have no idea what any of this is, and I would be terrible at it. And I'm like, bruh, it's a horse game for 12-year-old girls. They said you're gonna fit right in.
You're gonna be just fine. Just fine.
Yes. She's very very into fandom spaces and has an emo side, and she was definitely like our high school emo girl, and I love her to bits, and I think that she would fit in very well here, especially because she has no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that'd be fun.
But yeah, I'm trying to get her to play with us, because I showed her screenshots and she's like, oh my god, that looks like such a like relaxing time to just ride around on your horse in a pretty environment. And I'm like, it is.
Yeah, come
like,
hither,
it is. Come play horse game. Woo.
Come play horse game.
Horse game. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, I just realized there's 2 little white dots underneath my horse's eye.
Oh, then the little nappy nap pose.
Yeah, I just a little foot up.
I just can't get over the dorkiness of the straight cut forelock.
I think so funny.
It's like there's that one picture that circulates, that meme that circulates a lot. That's like when your mom cuts your hair.
Yeah.
It's like a horse with like a squared off forelock like that. And I hated how it looked on the thoroughbred because they did that on the thoroughbred, but they didn't give it any dimension.
Yeah.
But the Appy, it looks fluffy. And I think it's perfect.
It looks so cute. It's like a little dorky pony.
Yeah. It's just the fact that the ears, and I think the original haircut makes the ears look bigger. For some reason, it makes the ears look bigger. Either that, or the ears just look really big on the leopard because they're white.
Yeah, I think that they do look bigger on the leopard.
Yeah. Like, I could see where somebody might mistake the leopard for a mule, but, like, I don't get that when I look at your horse.
Yeah.
And I think it's
my horse ponytails.
I think it's the black, like the dark. But there's definitely a very unique charm about the Appy.
Oh yeah.
No matter what hairstyle you put on it too, like there's just something about it that is super unique, and like that's very hard to do when you've been like, how many horses do they pump out? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we talk about this at work too, and I'm sure Jocelyn could attest to this, is like when your job is like making horses, it's really hard not to like beat a dead horse. Because it's like, how many times can I do the exact same color and the exact same pattern, the exact same this and this and this, and like not plagiarize myself? Or like not something that we've already done in the past. So, and then with Star Stable, you also have the animations. You know, how many different ways can you animate a horse running?
Yeah.
Like, for them to keep coming up with new ways that these things move is just insane to me. In a good way, but it's just insane.
It's in a good way.
Yeah.
How long can they keep it up for?
Right, how long can they keep this up? And like, I know there would be people that would be really upset if they were like, oh, well, we're going to reuse these animations on this model. I would not have been upset if they would have literally just taken the paint animations and put it on this, or like I think we're at a point now where the animations are so nice on every model that like, unless they're going to give it a special gait, I wouldn't mind if they just like, oh, we're doing a draft horse next, we're going to copy paste the Percheron and tweak it a little.
Yeah.
To me, that's
like,
just
that would
smart.
Save them. It's smart, but they could also take the animations they already have and tweak them from there to add a little more or a little less. Like, you know, save yourself, I beg of you.
And they might already do that.
Animator. They probably already do. Right.
Like that would be my thought, that that's what they do. Looking at the Appy trot, at least from what I can remember, versus the paint trot, looks like they added an ear wiggle. Looks like they added like he's got kind of snappy knees.
It's very cute, and I love it.
It is very cute. It's got a very uphill canter. Like the paints and the quarters in the canter tend to go a little bit more on the downhill, but that is like typical. And then the extended canter / hand gallop is very, very similar. They just lengthen the stride, which is good. And then all out gallop is the Appies really nice. The Appies dig into the gallop. Like,
and
they take their face and they just give her. The stop is really, they kind of smile at the end of that stop. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the lips flip up and they're like, huh. That's really cute.
That's so cute. Yeah, I didn't notice that before. kind of noticed they opened their mouth, but I didn't notice it.
The backing up, I like, and I think this started with the Lusitano, is the backing animations. Like when you ask a horse to back up, sometimes, a lot of times, their ears should also go back because they're trying to like listen to you asking them to back. So like if you're cueing them, that's where their ears are going. They're like, oh, okay, like I should be paying attention to what's behind me. So it's not like an, oh, angry horse, ears are back. It's an attentive thing.
Yeah, very attentive. You want to make sure that the way they put their ears back is it's attentive. They're not going down like they're upset.
Yes. And the Lusitano, this is why I originally used the Lusitano for lava, for lava's icons, is the ears went back, but because of the lack of expression in the eye, it did make it look angry. Or like at least kind of a little bit grumbled. But then after that, after the Lusitano, because people were like, oh my god, the Lusitano looks so pissed off when you ask it to back up, they stopped doing that for a while, putting the ears back.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they kind of got back into a habit of doing that again. Even when you're in the idle. I'm just looking at all the little teeny things now. When you're in the idle, the ears are up for the most part. They're up or they're moving around, or like when they're napping, they go out to the sides. But as soon as you ask the horse to pick up a walk, the ears kind of go to the side or back.
It's very nice.
Yeah, so it's listening. And it does that until you go back into the idle, which is cool. Like that's really neat that they're also paying attention to not only like how a horse moves as far as like moving forward, but the body language.
Mm-hmm.
Even the yawning and the lip things, the tongues hanging out. And I think the tongue stuff started with the yawning started with the Jorvik Wild. That was the first horse we had that ever yawned, which was cute. But the tongue and lip stuff started with the Frisian. And I'm glad that they've continued that. Because I know a lot of people did not like it about the Frisian. They're like, oh, it looks too cartoony because he's like flapping his head around and his tongue's hanging out and he's like smiling or like baring his teeth, and it's like, no. Some horses are just huge dorks, and they do that. It's a some people consider it a bad habit, but it adds character. So like, don't, it's those little things like that, not every horse is a perfect horse.
No.
Let's give it some personality. I'm trying to see too if like okay, this is fun. In the rear, they look back at you. Their eye rolls back at you.
Oh, I put in photo mode. They do.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into photo mode.
And the ears go back to like to listen.
Yes. Like, whoa, why are you asking me to stop?
This horse has now that you've pointed out a lot of stuff, there's a lot of personality in
yes, there is. And they did seem to do this as well. Is a couple characteristics of real appaloosas are they're like the one horse breed that has like white sclera around their eyes, which in Star Stable every horse kind of has that. Just because of the way that they do their eyes, that's kind of stylistic choice. But they also have mottled skin in like around their muzzle, around their eyes, underneath like their shoulders, their like crotch area. Like, how do I say that like on stream? Make it like
No, I get what people get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Groin?
Groin. Thank you, Courtney. And they didn't do a lot of that with the Appy, but they did enough of it that it's not crazy. Like my guy has a mottled muzzle. Like, I would consider that to be pretty. It looks like they did quite a bit of that. Your dude also has some of that. The modeling on the muzzle. Like, I think all of them have it to a degree.
Yeah.
But
there's a hidden heart on my horse.
Where?
Okay. I'm gonna get exit out of mode.
The little hole in its blaze kind of looks like a heart.
It does, but okay. So if I'm gonna turn my horse's butt to you.
Okay.
I just had it in photo mode, looking at details. It is on the back left leg. It's a little skin tag.
Oh, hang on. I'm trying to get really.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So that's their chestnuts.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's a hidden heart right there. Oh my gosh.
I think my guy has it too. Hang on.
Hold on. I'll look.
I think so.
Yes, it is.
I think it's in the model.
Oh my gosh, that's
amazing.
I think
they sculpt the chestnuts into the model. That's kind of fun.
That is adorable. It's on the other leg too. Oh my gosh, it's a hidden hearts on the Appies.
Well, it's funny. It's funny that you say that, because like that's a very like common thing that model horse painters tend to do, and like as an illustrator, I tend to do it too. Is I really like to make heart-shaped spots on appaloosas because they really do get them, especially on their flank where that hair curves, because sometimes two spots will be together but they'll kind of split because the way the hair goes, and it ends up making it look like a heart. And they didn't do that. They didn't do that on the leopard, which not the end of the world. Mine actually kind of does look like he's got a little heart-shaped spot, kind of. Like, almost like they thought about doing it. Like, right there.
Yeah.
Right there. Not that it's necessarily super intentional, but it does look like, two spots merged together that the hair kind of pulls them apart. But that's very fun. I wonder if you could find a hidden heart on every Appy.
Maybe.
Because that'd be super cool. But that's why, I don't know, Lurie, did you happen to see the Valentine's pattern that I designed for work?
Yes, I did. It was cute.
That's along those lines, where like, okay, technically if you did it in a realistic color, it could be realistic, but then it's also just covered in a bunch of hearts. So we did pink too.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah. Even pintos can kind of get that too. Is my pony has a heart on the underside of his neck. He's got two of them. He's got a big one and a little one. But God, the one on the Bay Appy is like the cutest.
It's right on the snoot.
You boop that snoot. It's right there.
It's so cute.
I love it.
And every day I'm like, well, now every hour of today I'm like, do I also get a bay? I still have like 5,700 star coins. So I'm like, do I also get a bay?
Send it. Courtney, did you just say send it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to buy too many horses right at the back, because now like there's so many horses being pumped out, and I'm not playing as frequently as I used to. It's kind of like,
I know, like I don't want to buy star coins just yet.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like I'm maybe gonna see if I can snag a Sherlock tomorrow. I'm not sure. Like I'm not sure if that'll happen or not. So if it does, then I'll obviously have to wait for star coins. But it's also like, there's nothing that's coming out right now that like I have to have in Star Stable.
Yeah.
And I still have 4,500 star coins left, so I've got a little bit.
Yeah.
And
a new magic horse should be coming out within the next month, because in a
that's
month
what
is
I
when
was
I
thinking.
joined. Yeah, about late February, March.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost been a year since I've been playing this game.
Yeah.
Oof. And like when I first joined, a week after was when the rock horses, or 2 weeks after, or something like that, is when the rock horses came out.
Yes.
So I'm crossing my fingers for a magic Percheron. Please.
Oh, I know, a magic Percheron would be so nice. I'd really like a magic Percheron or a magic paint.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about a magic paint, simply because they've just pushed out. There's like Quarter Horse, there's the paint, and now there's the Appies, and they're all kind of the same
horses.
vibe.
Yeah,
they're all stock horses. So I would say Percheron or a Finland.
Oh, the Fin horse could be fun.
Fin horse.
Those could be, that could be a fun magic horse, especially if they give it the Mohawk main style, the Roche main style. That could be really fun.
Yeah, and I'm hoping they don't do any Icelandic magic horses until like the next winter event. That would be perfect to make into an ice.
I think it's too soon for that one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I want them to do it for Christmas next year.
Yes.
It's too perfect not to.
I don't know if you guys heard that just a minute ago when I like stood up from my bed. My hip popped like 3 times.
Oh,
and I was
no.
I just wanted to get some Oreos, man.
That reminds me that I have like 0 food, like snacky food, and I'm gonna have to like grocery shop pretty soon.
I go shopping.
There, I wanted to see if I could catch the Appy with its mouth open. Oh, this is just a good view on stream right now. There, Domino. It's your teeth. Oh, God. Hello. What a handsome man.
That is so cute.
I love him.
That'd be a perfect YouTube thumbnail. Hey.
Yeah, hey.
That's so goofy.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. Marin full set for Briarfest are gonna look so cute with the Bay regular run from last year. Geronimo.
Oh. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. The fam. I bet Geronimo does look really good with that set. Like, I think that's gonna be a really cute set. I want to see the celebration horse for this year, which is that cute little guy that Courtney shared a photo of. I want to see that next to the Bridget and Beltane, like that set. Because if that mold looks good, and see, we always end up with several of them. Maybe I'll paint myself one that could be the dad, per se, of this cute little pony set that I've got. I also really, really, really want to paint the new Marin Full set, like Idune and a foal, because I just think that would be really, really fun. And also, me being me, I want to see lava on everything. And I know lava's more thoroughbred-y, but also, like, with how slim that mare turned out, I think that the paint job could look really nice. And the mane and tail are long enough that I don't have to sculpt anything on. You know?
I don't think she's that thin.
She's
I
not
think she
like
looks like it in pictures, but she doesn't seem like it in hand.
I know, like Julie and Carrie brought theirs in last week, and she was definitely thin, but like Giselle thin. But also she almost seems leggy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she's small, but she's got long legs. Which is a stock horse thing, believe it or not. Like, honestly. But I have a lava in progress on the Winx mold. Because that's... Actually, I have one of those on me. Because that's very racing bred, thoroughbred type on this mold. I added a lot of hair, and I still have yet to do the tail on it. Obviously, I don't have that thing with me. But this is definitely very lava-esque, this mold. The only thing that I don't feel is super lava-esque is the head. I'd almost like to...
Can't get over the muzzle on that one for some reason.
I'd almost...
It looks really, like, rounded.
It is really rounded. It is really rounded.
Looks like a frog.
I'd almost like to, because I really like Firefly's head. She's got like a really nice feminine head, and I think it could be really interesting to see a Winx body with the Firefly head. Because I think that it's still thin enough that it would fit on, like, because the neck is really on Winx is really thin. But
maybe
her face,
I don't know.
Firefly's face just seems longer, and I think that maybe that could work. The only thing is that I am not in the position to swap heads. Like, that's just not the kind of stuff that I do. I'm still kind of struggling with sculpting hair, which is why I haven't attempted the tail on the one that I started yet. The mane's looking pretty good, but I haven't attempted the tail yet because I'm scared.
You do great. Well, also, I'm gonna go
peace
find
out.
some food.
Yeah, it's 10 to 10. I gotta work
You
tomorrow.
need to go to bed.
I do need to go to bed. I have to reset my camera because I put myself really close to my haunts. Wait, okay. Does anybody know what this jump camera is? Sets the camera to front.
It moves like if you like toggle it, either.
Oh God.
I think the
I don't want
automatic
that.
setting is that the camera moves with the jump. The other one is it just like stays still as you jump.
Yeah, I just turned it on and off. Hey, Brent.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Brent.
find some yummies.
Yes.
So I hope you guys have a good rest of your night, and I hope everyone on stream has a good rest of their night.
Yes. Sorry, guys. We're gonna call off stream. Well, actually, we've streamed a lot longer than we typically do on Wednesday night because we're all very excited about new horse. Yes. Yeah, excited to see the lava custom. I know. I don't have that one on me. Again, it's this mold. Maybe sometime when I'm home, I'll grab it, or I'll have my mom bring it to me. But I have many little lava customs. Many.
I'm gonna hop off. You guys have a good night.
Good night, Lurie.
Good night, Emma. Good night, Courtney.
Good night. And I'll hop off in a second off of stream, but I'm debating on whether I want to do Nemo or not, because I have my Lee and Lava Hero Forge thing that I want to do. I'm just debating on whether I should do it for Nemo or not, because that's coming up, and I gotta figure out if I'm gonna sign up or not, or if I'm just gonna do it. Maybe I'll just do it. Because whenever I sign up for Nemo, I never finish the project. But if I don't sign up for Nemo, then I finish it. Oh, Brent, you haven't seen the Torora one? Hang on. I got a Torora in Maggie's second sale for Briarfest, and it didn't have a base, so I had to make one. I have some really cool pictures of my Spider-Man doll, my Spider-Man hot toy, holding this horse, and it fooled a bunch of people this year, which was fun. And then I've also got Nightmare. Yeah, I got Nightmare Lava. Man, I wish Kitty would make a pebble scale Nightmare. She hasn't. I think she's only done the trad one and the little one, but I want medium scale.
I end up showing you guys the color difference in my references?
No.
Okay.
You're gonna have to.
The glossy is way darker.
My mom never showed me hers either, by the way. She got it, and she was like, I got it! And then she never sent a picture. I don't know what it looks like. Oh man, new Pokemon game is making me sweat, Nemo. Yeah. I have several things here to paint. I'm gonna wheel away from my screen 1 second and grab it. But not only do I have mini Leon Lava to paint, I grabbed Icarus when I was home, and I have Bat Boy. So I'm not 100% sure what to do with Bat Boy yet. I was actually talking to my boyfriend about hey, what color should I paint this? And we came to the consensus that it has to be black. And as I'm looking,
else?
I know somebody, I think Christine Jordan did hers in white. But he has the fuzz. He's got the neck fuzz and the underbelly fuzz, and the lion tail. So she did an albino bat. And it looks great, but I think for the style that I chose, which is the roached mane and the little bund up tail, I think he has to be black. But I just don't know. I kind of want to stripe him. I almost kind of want to do a black on black stripe. Yeah, Brent, some color in the wings or a pattern or spots in the skin. Because I can carefully set him down. Is I did this little guy as a magpie. So he's actually got color shift wings. I'm gonna kind of lower my light there because all my black and white horses are reflecting. But it did him like a magpie, black and white. But I'm almost thinking blue black on black. So a kind of a steely bluish base, and then going back over, even if it's with a Prismacolor pen, and drawing patterns on. That could be fun. But I did bring Bat Boy with me because I figured that was something that I could probably do at my place that wouldn't require an airbrush. But yes, I do want to I want to do a video on painting this because this Hero Forge piece was really, really cool. And they have a couple different horse poses. So I've actually got another one of these same characters where they're running. And I think that would be neat to do a couple of them. But yes, black on black. But yeah, we'll be back on Saturday to do a live, to do some more streaming. Because I probably will not be on Star Stable again until Saturday. And I gotta level up this horse now. So Saturday's probably gonna be all of us running around leveling up on our appies. Because that just seems to be the trend, is we get the new horse and then we spend the next week leveling them up. Hero Forge is very tempting, by the way. Don't get sucked into Hero Forge, because now I want to order like everything. Like now that I've actually seen it in person. And I'll take Torora off her base here, and I'll kind of same size. Like they really are. This is so hard to do. They really are like pretty much in scale to your regular micro. But yeah, I'm gonna pop off stream. It's 10 o'clock and I have work tomorrow. Man, I gotta get up and go to the horse factory. Courtney, you got class tomorrow?
Yeah, but it's just Zoom class, so.
Wow, okay. All right, good night. Good night, Twitch. Good night, YouTube. Good night, Brent.